Greetings and welcome to the Millennial Quest. Today we are going to talk about dating among teenagers, and our main focus today will be on teenage girls. To help us dissect this topic and have a bit more of our insights, we have Sibusiso. Sibusiso is an accountant, she's a wife, she's a pastor, and well, she's also a woman. She works with young people in various organizations, and she will help us through today. Welcome to the Millennial Quest.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Ingaphi inkinga ngamankazana amancane and dating, the first few years of dating?
I want to believe that now times have changed. A lot of things have evolved. So you will see that what we used to know maybe when we were growing up and what is currently happening and what even our mothers went through, it has evolved a lot. Nowadays we have AMA 2K doing things in a different way. So I want to believe that though times have changed, but there are basic fundamentals that should still apply even to this generation.
Okay, so what are those fundamentals? Since our mothers did it in a different way,
Yes.
You guys did it in a different way, and then Gen Z is doing it in a different way.
Yes.
But what remains constant, Kona?
I think the common ground in all these generations is to learn and master the art of saying, in as much as I'm going to be in a relationship, I still need to take care of myself. I still need to not lose who I am in all that. So whether 2000, whether the 90s, whether ngomama bethu, the basic common fundamental is to make sure that in all that, in this stage, do not lose yourself and take care of yourself.
Okay. So what's the right age for a girl to start dating? There are some that do it as early as primary school.
Yeah.
Abanye, when they write their grade 7, they are already on boyfriend number 3.
That's true.
Others wait until they write their O levels. Others wait until they go to varsity.
Yes.
Right? How do you? What's your take on where a girl should start dating?
I think, Mr. Vundla, we go back to say, why do we date? Because I believe that the different stages have got different reasons as to why people date. So the unfortunate part about this one is that it's not a standardized thing. It's subjective. It depends on someone's belief. Abanye, they believe in dating for fun. Abanye, they believe in dating for marriage. So I would answer that one and say there is no standard age really to say umuntu angaqala ukudata at this particular age. But myself, I would advise that start dating when you are preparing for marriage, because if you start at primary, by the time you get to a time where you want to get married, yeah, mileage will be humble.
But how do I think many people end up failing kuma relationships, our marriage, because they didn't start early enough. Because imagine you start getting to know someone of the opposite sex. When you are now 18 or let's just say 21, because there's about to really start thinking of marriage, especially when they're in university, right? And of course, if we are to really look at how many people do you know who started dating, let's say high school, and made it into marriage? It's a very few people.
Yeah, that's true.
I think worldwide, the statistics are just 2%.
Yes.
Right?
That's very
So
true.
that's a very low number. But when they start dating, they are dating really for companionship and just to get to know our fun, right?
Okay.
But now we have people who end up rushing things when they when they say, I'm now dating for marriage.
Okay.
So there's this thing called love bombing, right? Because you have no experience whatsoever about boys. He tells you, I love you 5 minutes after meeting you. He starts buying you chocolates, he starts buying you gifts, he starts buying you airtime, he texts non-stop, he video calls every time. How then does a girl control that thing of love bombing?
I think how best can I if I get you right, love bombing isn't it's more like someone doing a particular something to get your attention, right? To get your affection in a way. I think it's a matter of like you said, not rushing things. The problem that we have, especially the girl child, the issue of drawing lines, because when we talk of love bombing, we're saying if you are not careful, you might end up thinking that no, this person is doing this thing because they love me. You might end up getting fooled in a way to say that this person is texting and constantly calling because they love me. Yet, I think I read somewhere that it's more like a hook that guys do. If they see that you like something, they then use that something to get you hooked to them. So I think it's a matter of just taking your time. Take your time to know that person. Is it? I once heard someone say, I'm a church girl. I met this guy, so that guy noticed that I like church, and the guy started coming to my church. But is it really what that guy is behind the scenes when everyone is not there? Is he a church boy? No. So I think it's a matter of just take your time, get to know someone, even from a friendship level, from a distance, before you bring them closer to say, okay, now I'm dating this guy. Just take your time to know that person.
Okay. Taking your time to know the person.
Yes.
Right. What are the red flags that a girl should watch out for before she gets her first boyfriend or before she says yes to that guy?
That's a very subjective one. But I remember I once encountered someone who said they got into a combi. Then this guy talked in a rough way with this other grown-up lady, right? And then the person was saying that, to me, that was if this person cannot respect someone elderly, how are they going to respect me as their potential girlfriend? How are they going to respect even my mother if he can't respect the other person? So I think red flags, many a times, they come in so many instances. So it's a matter of just paying attention to say, if this person can do this to the next person, what would stop them from doing this thing to me? The other red flag, I think it's laziness. You can pick it up even before you start dating, that this person, I think this person is a lazy person.
So if you were in high school, and really, how do I see that he's lazy? Is it because he's not writing notes?
Okay.
What are the things to watch out for?
In a high school setup.
In a setup where people meet others at church.
Okay.
It's hard to notice. How do I really pick that up?
All right. A tip that has worked for me over the years: when you have a conversation with someone, 10 minutes is enough to see whether this person is lazy or not. Maybe just have a conversation about working or starting a business or or just doing something, the way they respond, it will show you whether that person is lazy, because laziness comes in many forms. It's not just physical. A person can be lazy even to think outside the box, to mental laziness, if I can put it that way. So just by having a conversation, you can pick a thing or two to say, this person, there is something that's not adding up. So it's a matter of paying attention to everything, to every detail during a conversation.
Okay.
Yes.
And the age gap, let's use a 16-year-old as an example.
Okay.
What's your advice on the age gap? 16-year-old, let's just say a 16-year-old is in Form 3. Do you advise them to date someone who's in their first year varsity? What do you think is the sensible age gap for someone who's just in high school?
High school. Personally, I don't encourage high school children to be in relationships, but for the sake of answering your question.
Yes, because well, you don't encourage, but they are
Yes.
dating, right?
For high school children, I think it can be better if it's a fellow high school pupil as well. Why? Because there are times where maybe they need to push each other even in studying. Now, you can't talk to a varsity student who's got maybe a 3-hour lecture for 7 days, which means that for the rest of the week they are free. They have plenty time on their hands, yet the other one, maybe school is still demanding. We all know high school is demanding, right? So there is already a misalignment, because the other one has got so much time in their hands and the other one, school is still demanding. So you'll then find a scenario where this one was in high school, is now maybe bunking lessons just to make sure that they accommodate the guy who's got plenty time. So I would say, I think the alignment in high school will only come when maybe a Form 4 and a Form 6, at least we are both exam classes, we understand we've got pressure, a Form 3 and a Form 4, Form 3, Form 2, something like that. Because that misalignment will then cause one party to compromise, and the long-term effects, etc. of the compromise.
All right. And I think what's important really for someone who's starting to date is date someone that you like, not because of what they offer.
Okay.
Because you find a student who is now dating someone because your parents cannot afford to give you pocket money that's above $1. But this guy comes from a rich family and he can afford to give you $5, and we can now at least afford airtime and then something, right? But you don't like the guy. So it's important for a girl really to go for someone that she likes, and the danger sometimes is you might like the guy, but your parents might not like the guy. Where do parents come in when it comes to dating in your early years of dating? Where do parents come in? When do I say no to my parents? Because this is the person that I like, but they don't like him because he has looks. They don't like him because, well, he's from the other side of town.
Okay.
How do you balance what you like versus what your parents like?
All right. I think culturally, what we know is that back in the day, we would be in a scenario where a girl and a boy, they're dating to a point where the guy maybe is proposing marriage and the family will be clueless, maybe only the aunt or maybe a cousin or something. But nowadays, like I said, with the Gen Z, it's a different case altogether. So I think to be safe to Gen Z parents, I think get involved as early as you can, because nowadays we have scenarios where somebody can be kidnapped by someone who said they are in a relationship with. So many things are happening. So I think parents should be friends with their children. Fair enough to say, Mommy, there's this guy, he says he likes me. We were in the early stages of our dating. In as much as that child has opened up to you as a parent, I think parents should also be friendly enough to say, okay, let's maybe handle it this way. Can I meet this person? Can I see the type of person that you're now dating? Something like that. So that both parties are protected, the child and even the parent. Because nowadays a lot of things are happening all in the name of dating.
So at what point do I introduce? Does a girl introduce? Is it a week after, a month after, or when I see that I really like him? At what point do I introduce?
I would say before you get into the relationship, just at least tell your parent. If your mother is a friend to you, just say, Mommy, there is something like this which is going on. And then now the introduction part, the meeting part, I think now it then depends with the flow of the relationship.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said parents should be involved as early as possible, but there are some parents that ukuthi hayi unasibu ngeke ufike umtshela into enjalo ukuthi usukhomba wena, right? Who else can I tell that there are some ukuthi I don't have a sister, and I can't tell my brother because they lose that when we have boyfriend, right? Who else can I tell, and who else can I turn to as a sort of a dating mentor?
In our communities, we have got, maybe let me try to break it down in this way. We have maybe the home community, the school community, or the work community, depending on the age. We have the church community for those who go to church. I would like to believe that in all those sub-communities, surely you have someone whom you can relate to. Maybe it's your youth pastor, maybe it's your aunt, mamncane, or anyone that you really feel that this person is older than me and I can relate well with them. I think it's safe to introduce that relationship to that person.
Okay.
Like I said, it's all for your safety. Many a times I think young people think we so want to be in their business, we want to know what they're doing, but many a times it's to protect them more than anything. Because like I said, a lot of things are happening out there. So I would say anyone that they feel they can relate with better in those sub-communities. If it's a church, with your youth pastor you can relate well, just let them know this is what is happening. If it's at home, maybe you have an aunt or your uncle, whoever that you can relate with, just bring them in and share that with them.
Okay. And what would be what are the dangers of someone who's dating early? You said you don't encourage abantwana besikolo to date. What are the dangers of dating early in life, or of dating in your high school?
All right. One thing that we need to accept, and it's like you said, that these kids are actually dating even at school. But the possible dangers of early dating is a relationship on its own is demanding in terms of time. You'll see that you have your schoolwork to focus on, and then this guy wants to see you. So many a times as girls, we often think, no, I'll do school later. Let me spend time with my person. Yet the academic side is now suffering. So academically, you will see that you will have challenges. That's one thing I can assure you. Secondly, financially it's demanding, and at that stage you are not even someone who's got income. Because one, you'll start looking at your clothes and you'll be like, no, I think I no longer want this, now I want that. You'll start to see that even at home you might start lying and say, mom, at school there's this and this and that. They need so much and so much money.
Okay.
Just to get that thing that will make you feel good, like, yeah, so now I feel good, I look good for my person. Then obviously there are issues like you get that need to want to experiment. You know, it's like saying, if you say to someone, don't do this, there is something in us as humans. There is something in us as humans that I'll be like, okay, what happens if I do that thing? You get it? Okay. So even if you say, okay, you are dating, but make sure you don't do ABC, there is that thing that will always push people to want to experiment. So you'll find that people, they start engaging even in sexual activities at a very young age.
All right.
So once they start engaging, there are things like sexual transmitted infections, there is teenage pregnancy, there is a whole lot of other things that then come with early relationships. So yeah, and obviously I won't leave out the spiritual side of it. There are spiritual effects to it. You get even emotionally attached to someone. So there is a lot.
All right.
There is a lot. But
How then does a girl draw boundaries? As we round up, how does a girl draw boundaries through that thing of saying, I don't want him to touch me, right? I don't want him to kiss me. How does she draw boundaries?
Okay. I would like to believe that the way you carry yourself around first as a person. Let me give an example and say, if today, maybe say today Bonani goes to Spiwe, and then Bonani touches the hand, and Spiwe doesn't respond or doesn't react in any way. Bonani then starts to think, so this is normal, so this is okay. The next thing, Bonani will move to a hug, and Spiwe doesn't react or say anything, or she doesn't say, no, I'm not okay with this. The next thing, step by step, Bonani is still advancing. So the main thing that you need to do as a girl when you're drawing a boundary, from day one, if someone does something that you don't like, speak out. Say, no, I don't like this. Say, no, I don't want to do this before time. No, I don't want to. The problem with our girls, they don't want to speak out, even if they don't like something. Okay. All in the fear of being, maybe he will run away from me, maybe he will move on to the next person, maybe he will do this, maybe he will do that. But be yourself from day one. Okay. Be yourself. Let someone know when you're not comfortable with something.
Okay, so you're saying if they notice that they're in the wrong bus, it's wiser to drop off at the next bus stop rather than wait for a few more encounters until they say no, or when it's too late to even go back.
Definitely. When you see that this bus is going to Gweru, I want to go to Vic Falls. Definitely, don't hesitate, because you will have a challenge later on when you then get to that advanced stage to say, how did I get here? But from the word go, how did you even, when you saw that this bus was taking the other direction, why didn't you stop the bus and then you get off and look for another one which is going your direction?
Okay. What's usually thing that you say? Okay, for some, especially for Christians, you say, if this guy, I see he believes in something that's different, or he isn't, well, as open-minded as you think, as you want him to be, or really you live in different worlds. But when you said yes to him, you went for the looks, He's the guy who had the shiniest shoes, or he had the latest phone, or he was cool to you. So I think it's important to really ask yourself before you even go further, what is it that I like about this guy? Even when a girl, we know girls shoot their shots nowadays. So before you even shoot your shot, give yourself some time.
Yes.
Can I have a conversation as his friend for just 5 minutes, and will it make sense? I think that's what really we need to focus on.
That's
right.
True. That's true.
Then lastly, about teenage pregnancy.
Yes.
We know that teenagers are indulging, right? How do you think we can reduce our statistics are teenage pregnancy?
That one is a very complex matter. I think I once came across a headline which actually said our side of town, our side of the country has got the highest statistics. I think it's a matter of parents being actively involved, even in communicating with their children.
Okay.
You know, we need parents that are going to understand that gone are the days where you will not sit down with your child and talk to them about, because if you ask me, in our days, it will be something like a taboo for you to have a sexual conversation with your parents. Like they tell you sexual related matters. I don't know for whatever reason, but nowadays times have changed. We have seen that our children are indulging in these things. So I think even as parents, let's go to our children, let's find out what they are doing, because this thing of giving them their space is actually affecting them in a way. Because when you talk to them, when you become a friend even with your child, you can advise them to say, since you have said you started dating, these are the effects if you start engaging in sexual activities. You be a friend. Be someone whom even your child can approach to say, mom, you know this guy that I'm dating, now he's saying he wants this and this and that. But if you put on that straight face, you build a wall. One thing that we can't run away from is these kids are doing things behind doors, whether we like it or not. So it's up to us to be open to them, to say, you can approach me if you are faced with such a situation. And then we advise them on a friendly platform to say, no, if you are going to do this, these are the effects. This is what is going to happen. Because I believe that some of these children, they're getting pregnant because they are doing these things behind doors, privately, no one knows. And then as a parent, you are just putting this wall and saying, no, but yet at the same time, it's what is affecting our children.
Should we give them contraceptives? Now that we know they are having sex, should we give them contraceptives?
I'm afraid if we do that, then it will be like we're encouraging them to say, you can do this thing, but use this to. I think we should not really give them contraceptives, but try to get them to understand the effects of engaging at a very young age.
Okay.
Contraceptives, no.
Yeah, so you said no to contraceptives, but we should teach the boy child on how to use condoms properly. Because we cannot say, well, don't do it.
Yes.
Knowing they mustn't do it, but we know that they are doing it behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And we have swept this under the carpet for too long,
true.
even in the church, right? Such that you can't really go to that boy and say, when I'm fun, awukwanisi kuvala izipho, at least wazi ukusebenzisa ikondom.
That's true.
And know that whatever you are doing, you will get someone's child pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah. So I thank you so much for your time.